Moving on to number 3 here. So Donald Finn, I keep wanting to call him Donald Noy, but that's a Game of Thrones character. A Song of Ice and Fire character, even more specifically. So Donald Finn is doing wonderfully. He brings a levity and humor to his work that Rafe has fallen in love with, and is doing a perfect job at bringing Matt to life. He brings a magic quality to every scene. So that's I'm excited. I have to see it before I can really, I have to see it. That's really where I'm at on this one. I'm sure they're going to say any new cast member's doing great.
Right. Exactly. I would say I saw some kind of behind the scenes, just like, well, it's the cast and crew posting stuff on Instagram and things like that. They looked to all be getting along well. They look good together, sitting at like tables, eating, celebrating someone's birthday. I saw that the other day on one of their stories. It's all going to be, I think it's going to be fine. And it's what you have to do. It's a necessity. So this seemingly, I mean, from what I can tell, regardless of what the reason is, Barney Harris didn't come back, and you had to move forward. They had to do rewrites and they had to recast. So I'm sure he's doing great, and will do the best that he can. And Barney Harris did a great job. He did a wonderful job as Matt, and I'm rooting for this guy too. 100%.
Yeah. And hey, still on the whole Barney Harris thing, what I can tell, he has not been cast in anything. So something, and I think if it were like legal trouble, we would know, right? Because there'd be court something. So
yeah.
So okay. Rafe says, this is point number 4. Rafe says, while he can't comment on what the scripts were originally, all of the rewrite changes they had to make in episodes 7 and 8 were written to stay true to the personal journeys of each character moving forward. So, yeah, it's one of these things where, without like seeing where like season 2 is going to go, it's obvious that that's kind of the case, right? I mean, is kind of where I'm at. This whole interview really is a lot of it's kind of stuff we already know, talked about, broken down a lot. Like Rand leaving at the end of episode 8 pushes him to a way that's like book 4, where he's seems like he's going to the IO Waste. Totally different circumstances where he's in there in the Shadow Rising. He's with a group. But I think you and I have talked about this as well. Check out any of our like predictions for season 2 and 3 and going forward, where I think he's going to go over there, do some training on his own, ultimately end up coming back probably by the end of season with a Aiel clan, possibly to go get Kalendor, right? So I still think, and he gets to this point where what we've been saying of the next season, probably supposed to being 2 and 3, books 2 and 3 kind of combined, running in parallel.
Yeah.
So that sort of works. The only one to me that's kind of, a lot of the characters, I should say, are sort of where they would be, right? Yeah. Even I would even say personality-wise, I think we're a little further along than where we are at the end of the Eye of the World. But really, the only one that is like, I don't know, man, is like Moraine, because she feels like she's out in left field now, because she's not at all where she is in the books at this point, or any point for a long time.
Yeah, it's just different. We don't know the consequences of that whole shield and everything that happens there. I almost wondered, to me, if they did that to kind of be a reason as to why she might go off screen or go on a different path for like the first 3 or 4 episodes, or who knows what they're going to do for season 2, right? But in the Great Hunt, she's only in a couple chapters. It's a weird kind of move, right? That Varen Sedai shows up. So I wonder if that was originally like the plan. I don't know. Maybe not. Like seemingly, maybe it was. The other thing I wonder is, what were the major, like he says here that he can't comment on what the scripts were originally. I wonder if they were drastically different. Do you think they were?
Well, I would imagine that the scripts were written, because remember, they started filming like before like the major COVID shutdown. Like that was like March of 2020. Remember, like that was when we were like, can't get food or toilet paper at the grocery store.
Right.
I got laid off. Like everybody got, like, I feel like the entire world got laid off like the same week. So yeah, it is possible that the scripts before COVID like even started, right, were totally different, and then everything kind of changed after that and everything. So and then of course you have a main cast member leave. That at the end of episode 6, we were like, yeah, this is different. Like,
Yeah.
this is totally different, and it felt weird
Right.
and felt like a reshoot. The footage was clearly sort of reused there in that. So that's
Yeah.
a big one too.
I don't think we can underestimate like that. Like, I just read on the Lord of the Rings stuff that came out today and the trailer that's coming out this weekend, Amazon stuff, that like you actually had the showrunners talking about what happened on the day they were shooting Galadriel in the sea, and the showrunner said all like everyone was on their phones. There's closures happening around the world. Things were being like just domino effect, and they had
Right.
no idea where to go. And they had, again, they've not even pushed out season 1 yet, and they were filming around the
Right.
same time that like Wheel of Time was, and Wheel of Time's like, we got to get this out. You and I said, timing wise, I think they knew we have more of our show done. We got to push it through. So it's a wild kind of obstacle.
Yeah.
It's a crazy element to season 1. So
yeah. So
yeah.
So who